Good evening. We are on our way to Watford FC versus Chelsea FC in match week 14 of the 2021-22 Premier League season. Well, I don't know why I'm optimistic, but I've just got that midweek vibe. Always buzzing for a Watford game, as always. But there are 6 changes to the Chelsea lineup, which has filled me with a little bit of confidence. Obviously, with midweek action, Chelsea's got Champions League next week, and they played on Sunday against Manchester United. They were quite disappointing, I thought, against them. And obviously, they're missing Chilwell, and that's a big loss for them. But also, they're missing Reece James from the starting lineup tonight, so that's good. It's interesting to see there Marcus Alonso starting, and I think Azpilicueta starting as well. And you know, he has scored against us in the past, Azpilicueta, so that'll be interesting. But we've got a good starting lineup now. Obviously, Ben Foster missed last week with injury, but we got to hope Bachmann can just put in a bit better performance, because he was really poor, along with William Troost-Ekong, and he's kept the faith with Troost-Ekong. A lot of people call him for Kabasele to start, but it makes sense that he's not disrupted the defence, because Kabasele's been out injured for so long. We don't want to just rush him in ahead of these really difficult games against the best attacks in the league, really, Chelsea and Man City. So we got the back 4, and the lineup is Bachmann. The back 4 is the same as last week, obviously starting against Leicester. So Messina, alright, didn't look great in the game against Leicester, and really we should have had a goal, but I suppose we should have had a goal disallowed from Leicester if you say that's a foul on Messina, but Messina just looks a little bit all over the place. In terms of pace though, you'd say he's fair enough. He can match some of those Chelsea wingers for pace, and the likes of Christian Pulisic on the left could make hard work for us. So it's important we have that balance. But at Danny Rose, just feel for him, because he's got the quality, he's got the experience, but he's just not got the pace right now. So yeah, Messina's going to have a good game, I think. Then Troost-Ekong, as I mentioned, we've got to just hope he has a bit of a talking to in the week and improves today. And then next to him, Cathcart, who, to be fair, has been our best defender, which we haven't thought we would be saying the last few weeks, but he's been our best fit defender because we've just had so many injuries. But then at right back, Kiko, all right, he's fast enough, and he's got the creativity, so hopefully he offers us something there. And then the midfield 3 is Luaza again, which I'm happy with. He played well against United. Did get subbed off at half-time in the game against Leicester, which I thought was a bit harsh. But hopefully he can add something and give that defensive steel that, Kutska and Etebo showed at the start of the season. We've also got the double up in midfield, a reliable, solid pair of Sissoko and Cleverley, which I'm happy to see. Obviously, Tom Cleverley did get subbed off as well at half-time against Leicester, but I think he just gives us that midfield passion that we need, the aggression against these kind of tough teams. And then the same front 2 at least. Obviously, Ismail Assar's still out injured, but we've got Emmanuel Dennis, who a lot of people thought wasn't going to play today because of injury. He's actually starting, so that's great to see. Massive plus for us. And he obviously starts. We've kind of got a bit more of a 4-1-4-1 formation. Dennis playing a bit further up, King just supporting him behind. But it's obviously great to see that those 2 are starting. And then we've got the only one change from last week in terms of the starting 11 is Cucho comes out and Joao Pedro comes in, which I think is a good thing to give him a chance. He looked quite good against Manchester United, and obviously came on at half-time against Leicester, but it was a difficult game to make an impact, especially in those snowy conditions. So yeah, I like the team, and I think Leicester-wise was a really disappointing one, but we've just got to hang in today. We know we're probably going to get battered. Could be a repeat of Liverpool. But if we can put in a good performance, see what we can do against this fairly rotated Chelsea team, then hopefully it'll be a better one. Obviously, Troy Deeney at the Hornet shop tonight, signing some of the books that have been given out by the club shop. The new book he's got out, Redemption, which is great to see. A legend coming back for his proper farewell, really. And we've had memories of good games in the past against Chelsea. 4-1 under Javi Gracia. I love that iconic Deeney penalty, and then just no messing about, puts his middle finger up at the Chelsea fans. sweet revenge for their slagging him off. And yeah, just a great night that was, that will live long in the memory, a bit like Manchester United a few weeks ago. So yeah, the stage is set for hopefully an exciting midweek game. But my prediction, I've got to be realistic, haven't I really? Chelsea are in an unbelievable form. They're very much in the race for the title. They look defensively so strong. Edouard Mendy has been unbelievable. So when he goes to AFCON, don't know if Dennis will, because he's not really been playing much for Nigeria in the last few years. But if we have Sarr and Dennis going, then that'll be a miss. But at this rate, Sarr could be injured, so he might not even go in the first place. But Mendy will be so tough to get past. And look, Alonso is still that marauding fullback that we have to be careful about. If someone like, let's just say Dennis, he switches onto the right some parts in the game, he's got to track back, a bit like what Ismaila Sarr didn't do in that position a lot of times last season. We didn't get punished because it was, championship quality attack. But this Chelsea team, I know that there's a slightly rotated team, but their strength and depth is unbelievable. Also Trevor Chalobah, it'll be interesting to see how he plays. Obviously the brother of former Watford man Nathaniel Chalobah. He's been in amazing form, a young defender, and we are so bad at set pieces. So if we just give him a little bit of space, you feel like a header could come in. And yeah, I just really want to see a performance as we saw against Manchester United, not necessarily the same result, but something to take into Man City where you can feel like we can set up differently against these tougher teams and at least try and approach it differently, and then and have those green shoots that is all you really want from these kind of games. They're not going to define a season, but certainly going to be a tough one. So yeah, we'll say 3-1 to Chelsea. I think this is the kind of game we could easily get battered, but I don't think there's any disgrace in losing heavily to Chelsea. They're looking a class team this season. So I think Watford will actually score the first goal in the game, hopefully, through the man mentioned, giving us that midfield crunch. It's Tom Cleverley on 15 minutes, and then I reckon we'll probably get a goal conceded, and I'll imagine it'll be someone else in the goal scoring. I thought Lukaku would start tonight. He is on the bench, so he could always come on and cause us havoc, but it's good to see neither Werner nor Lukaku starting. Something less worrying for Troost-Ekong to think about. But I think Chelsea will get the equaliser, and I think an American man who has been flying the flag for his country, but also, he's very good when he's fit, and that's Christian Pulisic. I think he might equalise on about 27 minutes. And then we said about Chelsea's flying fullbacks, I feel like one of them is going to score today. Although James is not in the squad, although Chilwell's out, Alonso's still very good, so I reckon he might pop up with a goal just before half-time, about 42 minutes. But, at 2-1, would you even take that at half-time? Maybe, as long as we're in the game. And then I think Chelsea will get their third through another goal from a man in form, really, N'Golo Kante. So, look, let's see how it goes. We've got to just go for it, but it's an interesting game. We'll see you at full-time. Come on, you odds!